everyone. Welcome to the RSN studios, where each and every Saturday we provide you premium information of Melbourne and Sydney racing. This week it's Sandown Cup Day. Speaking of cups, there's a cup full of caffeine. We've had a bit, but we've got through Flemington. That's a good thing. And also, Rosehill will be covered. I'll be back with the boys, Vince Accardi, JT, and of course, Dean Lester's exclusive mounting yard analysis. We're going to have a look at the Stakes Day, the final day of the Flemington Carnival. A few of these were grand final races, so less so a black book service, but hopefully you get to see some really good racing and try and find you some winners, if not in the near future, in the future to come. And as we go to the videotape, race one, prompt return one, hard up against the inside fence for James Winks and Danny O'Brien.
In the race, if it can hang on at the 300 metres now, up the outside, and they're getting a really desperate on Bantam, but it's on the inside. Prompt return, the leader. Prompt return, with coming after it now is Old Trieste, and coming home well, sailing by up the middle of the course, but Prompt return on the far side has the lead. The Bendigo winner, Prompt return is clear and goes all the way comfortably, beating Old Trieste and sailing by.
Prompt return too good against the inside rail. A bit hard to assess because the track was playing perfectly, but there was a severe wind that was knocking around some of the runners, the ones down the outside. Bantam was exposed a long way out and it was well backed favourite, so who knows how much more it had to give. But sailing by, that was a really good crushing of the line, and it did have some market support, so suspect sailing by is going to be very good. A prompt return will go to the Ballarat Clockwise Classic, the Magic Million service, and yeah, it'll probably be hard to beat, but it's always a bit hard to assess with two-year-olds going forward. Race 2 on the program was over 2,000 metres. It started a bit of a SA fest here, held hostage from the perfect Craig Williams ride.
And then Shenzhou Steeds, Cadillac Mountain, a lot to do, but he's coming with raw knack and they're making their runs. Held hostage, let go at the 200 and dashed 2 lengths in front of those around it, and held hostage opened up on Clang and Bang, battling along, and then Shenzhou Steeds, they're not making ground, and held hostage is going strongly, and held hostage by a length and a half to Clang and Bang, a length and a half Shenzhou Steeds.
This is a race where we might be able to get some black bookers. Clang and Bang, he ran second in the race. I was on him at the big odds. It would have been nice, a bit closer, but he didn't. But he's a ripper, this horse. Once he finds form, he keeps his form, and he can handle fast tracks. So Clang and Bang's a horse that you can follow with a fair bit of confidence now that he ran his best race for the campaign since, taking him a while to get fit. Bells of Troy, third start for the new stable off a sound Bairnsdale win, and we know that Bells of Troy has city winning ability through the summer, so any improvement from that can see her deep in the race. And Rainbow Storm, look, take note of the fact that it was truckloaded in the market. Now, it didn't really find when I was asked, but that Horsham Cup run was really tough. I'm just wondering, it might have been its flat run on Saturday. So don't drop off Rainbow Storm. It has tactical speed that, as we well know, is such an asset in summer racing. Third race on the program was a close finish between Satan Sinner and Pinya Hopes.
Go to the lead from Light Enough. Saint or Sinner still got something to offer. He's starting to finish off well on the inside. And then Alcohol, who's out extremely wide. It's Saint or Sinner who's got up on the rail to head Pinya Hopes. Saint or Sinner for James McDonald from Pinya Hopes and Alcohol. Pinya Hopes trying to lift. Saint or Sinner's just in front though. They hit it. Saint or Sinner just beat Pinya Hopes and Alcohol.
Had all the planets aligned for it, Satan Sinner, but we know it's on CV. It's got a fair bit of ability. Just one from Pinya Hopes that loves firm tracks, and it certainly got that on Saturday. XX Knowledge just wasn't really put on the speed, and he has got tactical speed, so wouldn't be surprised if he's got a win in him if he keeps running around. And as I said, that Saturday was a real grand final day for a lot of horses, but XX Knowledge has got a lot more to give. Speaking of more to give, Lord Aspen is very raw to the Cape. He'd won dominantly in South Australia. How is he going to handle a bigger competition and higher pressure? He didn't win by a lot, but he's got a lot of ability.
Is making ground on the rail, and then Allman and Welter starting to close, and further back Nicosine and Amada. Hassan Eagle fighting on, led narrowly, but now soon after Lord Aspen raced up and he's put his head in front. Orient Line is continuing to come on the inside. Lord Aspen tackled by Orient Line. Lord Aspen just with his head in front, and Lord Aspen maintains the unbeaten run. Just gets in ahead of Orient
Line. So Lord
Line.
Aspen, narrow winner. He's got a lot more to give through just learning the craft and of being a racehorse, so don't be surprised if he's got a lot more wins in store for him. Ducal Castle was genuinely unlucky and showed enough in his first up win at Mornington that he's got a fair bit of talent, so I know, be careful of the flash home horses because they take your money, but I think Ducal Castle could have a win in it. Maybe as soon as the Sandown Guineas Day. Haven't yet seen the noms. He's a real talent on the rise. And Hassan Eagle went forward. I think he's clearly a better chaser, so maybe just with one in front of it, and I'm not knocking Brad for being proactive with the ride, but wouldn't be surprised if Hassan Eagle just sits second or third line somewhere. If he's got another run in him for this spring, he could be pretty hard to beat. Race 5 on the program, Leroy. finally peaked for the race that he was set for, and that's what a good trainer does. Win grand finals. Leroy, too good in the Queen Elizabeth.
To work home near the inside. 300 left to go. A line of 3. Noble Protector the middle. Loire the outside. Big Memory kicking back. Now Prince of Penzance gets over their heels, and here he comes. 4 across the track. 100 metres left to go. And Loire went to the lead narrowly from Big Memory. Prince of Penzance. Loire's about a neck in front. Hanging on. Ollie's going to get him home. Loire won it by a neck to Prince of Penzance. Big Memory third. Then Noble Protector.
Well, just held off Prince of Penzance. It's a really good horse. Big Memory probably at the end of its prep. And Noble Protector, well, talk about different circumstance from a slow pace, wet Caulfield Cup Day track to a rock hard track and a genuine surface, and then against Aussie horses that have been racing here and doing very well. So Noble Protector, even though I was beaten as favourite, wouldn't be surprised if she's going to win a stack of races next prep for Robert Smurden. First of the Group 1s, it really delivered. It really delivered the Daly Sprint. The big war horses, Lankan Rupee and Buffering were up front, but the horses that had the Group 1 times, not yet the Group 1 performances, but the Group 1 times, were Chautauqua and the big finishing Terra Vista.
Work into the race now, and then Driefontein Cluster and Rebel Danes right down the outside. Lankan Rupee moved to the lead now at the 200 metres. Buffering won't let him have it on his own. Here's Terra Vista weaving through, and Chautauqua, they're coming. Lankan Rupee in front. Terra Vista about to claim him, and now Chautauqua. Terra Vista's hit the lead though. Terra Vista in front, and Terra Vista won it by a head. Chautauqua. Lankan Rupee's run third.
Wow, they were good. They were really, really good. Now, interesting from a time perspective, and this has to do with how the jockeys needed wind cover, and perhaps a slightly slow start for Chautauqua, but he ran 0.6 of a second, so that's roughly 3 lengths slower than he did when he won his 2 races. That's why he was truckloaded into favouritism. 181 roughly, he won both his races to begin his campaign, and then 187 on Saturday on a firm track. So that's what the wind did. And Terra Vista, as I said after the Manikato Stakes, it was that one was a hard one to cop, because it wasn't the fact that he didn't have luck in the straight, it was the fact that he couldn't improve from the 600 to be in the leading line by the home turn at Moonee Valley that cost him, and that proved the case. He's a real talent. So we've really been able to sort out our sprinters this spring and next year. Wow, haven't we got something to look forward to with Terra Vista, Chautauqua and Deepfield. They're all different types of horses. Deepfield will be able to lead any race he contends in. Terra Vista probably needs to find his feet and then get going, and Chautauqua, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets tried over a mile in a race like the Doncaster, but they all delivered. It was one of the best races of the Spring Carnival, no doubt about that at all. The Emirates Stakes, well, Dom Teneur delivered. He obviously got it wrong a couple of times early in this horse's career, but with reasons. They're with reasons. They were trying to teach this horse to settle, and this is the important part of looking at this race in an overview. So if you did your money on Carbine Cup in the Carbine Club the year before on Derby Day, you would have been angry, but it's all about teaching a horse to settle, which is what Philip Stokes has articulated all the way through. Well, his Group 1 talent became a Group 1 reality as he just held off Lucky Hustler.
To the cleaner, Hucklebuck led at the 200 metres. Lucky Hustler started to come home well, followed by Hook. The cleaner won't give in down on the inside. Hucklebuck in front. Lucky Hustler could be the danger late. Hucklebuck by about a neck to Lucky Hustler, who's driving at him. They hit the line. Hucklebuck has held on and won it. He's just got in ahead of Lucky Hustler. The cleaner might
so
hold
Hucklebuck
third.
Gets his Group 1 win. Glenn Boss just misses a Group 1 on Lucky Hustler after the perfect ride. The cleaner, super gallant. As you go to Perth, he'll you know what the cleaner does. If he keeps turning up at his best, he'll run you a huge race. And at Perth on the tighter track there, he's going to be very, very hard to run down. But back in the field, Lebaz. It was talking about the hard track. I'll stay away from the politics. I'm bored with it now. But Lebaz, he just might have been short of a run. I mean, ultimately he was second up, but his first up run, he just never got clear at any stage. So it was effectively first up into a brutal Emirates off 2 barrier trials. So Lebaz, I don't know if there's any races for him, maybe the Villiers, but he's going to be either hard to beat here or maybe typical Hawks. They'll just tip him out and get him set for the autumn, and he could really, really win a lot of races come the autumn carnival. Lebaz was a very good run, not dropping off it at all. And also the one that was really well backed was Hooked. He came off 2 brutal mile races. Maybe just the third one was too much, but he too is a serious Group 1 horse now. Hooked, and while he didn't turn up on Saturday at his absolute best, I think he's in for a monster autumn prep for Johnny Thompson and the new owner in Sean Buckley. The Matriarch Stakes, well, this just continued the unbelievable Spring Carnival of Damien Oliver. Won his 6th Group 1, rather 6th win in Melbourne Cup Week. Suavito just beating the perfectly ridden Girl in Flight.
Reckless Assassin is further out on the course, and here's Girl in Flight. She's had a dream run, Girl in Flight. She's presenting now inside the 200 metres. It's Almond Paw from Girl in Flight, and now Suavito starting to join in. Still Almond Paw from Girl in Flight, Suavito. Three of them are coming down to the line. Girl in Flight, Suavito, dive, got her! Suavito grabbed Girl in Flight. I'd say she's won it.
Okay, narrow into Suavito, but that could be her. Just Ollie's got the key, just holding her up, and he knows a little bit about riding, Ollie. I'd stick with him for you. Girl in Flight could be going to Perth, and she still should have a run or two in her, so don't be surprised if she measures up to the best racing in Perth. Terai is a bit of a work in progress. I think she's got ability. Don't know if there's any more races for her. Ditto Scratchy Bottom now, just too far back on the way the track raced, and also too not really getting a look at them runs this campaign. If she backs up next week at Sandown, if there's a race for her, she could be pretty hard to beat. Mick Kent has previously done it with another staying mare of his called a Pingle, and wouldn't be surprised if she does back up, and if she does back up, she can be very hard to beat, or the Ballarat Cup the week after. Last race on the program. Finally, and the South Australians dominated this race again. That was a bit of the theme for the day. Aclair Big Bang just beating Boris Star.
Telepathic still got some work to do as they went to the 200. Williams sends Boris Star to the lead now. Here's Sir Fast and Rocking, Aclair Big Bang. Telepathic down the outside. Boris Star in front of Aclair Big Bang, who's coming after Boris Star. South Australia to fight it out. Aclair Big Bang dives. I think he might have got it. Aclair Big Bang maybe from Boris Star.
Okay, that completely flattens us for the end of the carnival here. Aclair Big Bang just beating Boris Star. Horse I want to follow out of this in the future will be Telepathic. Gets back, it was too far back, but it's got a big motor on it. Don't know if there's a race for it now. But how are we going? This is proof that it's the end of the carnival, and the two veterans we want to follow from this meeting, they are veterans. In race 2, Clang and Bang, once he finds form, he keeps his form. Clang and Bang should be winning a race, probably next start. And in the last race, won by Aclair Big Bang, Old Spacecraft, he hung on very well. And you know Spacecraft, he's on pacer, loves it this time of year. He'll be very hard to beat next start. They're the two I want to follow, the on pacers come the summer racing. All my stuff will be at racetrackralphy.com.au. And of course, as we said, all the premium information each and every Saturday at the carnival via RSN app, via the website. And just do your best and find us, and we'll find you some winners.